Hello friends, welcome to DM Astrology. Today we are going to see a technical video related to the Chalit, Bhav Chalit, Kaspa. These are the various names given for the Chalit Kundli. So it is Chalit or Bhav Chalit. It is called in the Navmansh, it is called for the Niryana. Niryan people says about the Chalit or Bhav Chalit, whereas for the KP people or Sayan people they call it as a Kaspa Kundli. So we'll see how it works. Now, Chalit means moving. The first definition means moving. Why it is called Chalit? Because when we take a birth, that time the east horizon, whatever the sign is rising, we call it as a ascendant sign. After we may born in any time when maybe ascendant just started, ascendant came into the center, or it may be happen that ascendant is about to end. Sometimes people born when there is a 28 29 degree, that I have already done the miracle degree. So it may happen that he born during the time where the ascendant is about to end. That sign which is placed in the ascendant is just merely some period of fraction of a period it will going to end, but still equal house theory says one house one sign. Even though it is at 28 29 degree, we kept that sign in the essay, but when sign has retained in the house, many planet has moved ahead because of the degree. Now first we'll understand the difference between the Nirian belief and Sayan belief. The Nirian believes that the planet gets settled and give result at a Bhav Madhya. So Nirian calculation gives the more importance of a Bhav Madhya. There is two things, Kaspa and Bhav Madhya. There are two things we derive. Those who know the calculation, they know about it. So Niryana believes that the planet gives the result when it is in the near to the Bhav Madhya center. And whereas the KP or the science system who believes on the Kaspa, they say planet give result on the Kaspa. It is called Kaspa or it is called Kaksha also. Kaksha, it says entry of a house. So they believe that whenever the house started, there is a boundary, both the side boundary, entry, and there is a one is the exit. So the entry for the first house is from when it is started from the 12th house and enter into the first house. That is one boundary. And another boundary is from first house to second house when it goes. That's the second boundary. That boundary is called as a cusp. So KP or the sign people believe that the planet start giving from the cusp itself. When it is just about to enter, they start giving result. So these are the basic calculation difference between Niryana and Sayan or KP. Now, why we want a Chalit Kundli, right? So Chalit Kundli give the exact position of a planet, where the exactly planet is there. As I told you that maybe it happens that the planet may move out because the sign major part has moved ahead. So all the house that portion will go ahead. If suppose your ascendant is 28 degrees, so in center it comes 28 degree. So every bhava it is 28. Whereas the bhav madhya should be 15 degree, it is moved to 13 degree more. So all the planet will either go forward or backward. That will see how it happens. So as per the Chalit Kundli, the exact position of a planet will be calculated from the 10th house and 4th house. A 10th house is a place when the sun comes to exact top of the earth or in the south direction. It is called in the head, exact the head portion. So it is a 10th house. So that is why for the Chalit we need a 10th house. Whatever the 10th house come, because that is a zero announced Sarni. Whatever the ephemery we have to take, it's a zero where it is on the axis. So that is a south direction. So where we found a 10th house. When we add 6 sign, it will come to 4th house. And from 4th house minus first house, we'll get the 6 different things. Bhav, Sandhi, Bhav, Sandhi, Bhav, Sandhi. So ascendant is eastern horizon. We all know as ascendant is nothing but the eastern horizon. And taking average of a 10th house and ascendant of a degree will also get. Or either you add the 6 to the 10th house sign. Whatever the 10th house comes, at 6 you will reach to 4th house. 4th house minus ascendant. So it is a midpoint of a one sign is we derive. Now what happened, the ascendant is suppose 25 degree, so every house midpoint is at 25. Actually it should be supposed to be 15, because when we keep a one sign in one house, the center degree must come 15 degree, but it is not always happen that a person will born exact on the 15 degree. So either it moves further or either it would move backward. But ascendant degree varies from time to time. We all know as the ascendant degree, it will always, whatever the time person born, 2 hours window, one sign has to pass. So it's in the beginning of ascendant, if you born, he'll be having 5 degree, 4 degree, 3 degree. And when it is about to end, if somebody born, he'll be having 27, 28, 29 degree. So entry and exit of a house is one sign. We all see that. So entry and exit of a house with one sign differs. Sometimes it goes forward, it was backward. If ascendant degree is, now we'll see, if ascendant degree is less than 15 degree. Suppose somebody born when the ascendant degree 8, 4, 3, less than 15 degree, then planet move forward. Because what happened, your degree in the center, first house center, you keep the 8 degree. Adding 15 to it, it is maybe 23. So after the 23 degree, 23 to 7, they all move forward. So if this is a shortcut, we see, I previously counting the Chalit, but now from the main chart only I come to know that ascendant degree is less than 15 degree. If the ascendant degree is less than 15, then planet move forward house, one house ahead. Suppose the planet in the second house, it will go to the third house. And if the ascendant degree is more than 15 degree, if your ascendant degree is more than 15 degree, like 20 degree, 23 degree, then your house will be completed faster. So all the planet will move towards the backward side. It will go back side. How I say you that your ascendant degree is 20, right? So after 8 degree, your house is empty. So whatever the planet is there between the 0 to 5 degree, they will go backward. They will go backside. Now we'll take one example, so you will come to know what how it is coming. And you can also see, whenever you see any chart and degree, you will also about to know that how acha it's going like that. So example, if the ascendant degree, we'll see, suppose ascendant degree is a 7 degree. We'll just take an example. You add 15 degree. Okay, if your ascendant degree, suppose 7 degree, you add 15 degree into it, so it will arrive 22 degree. So on 22 degree, this house will end. This house will be ending. 15 degrees means 22. It is not completing 30 degree, because it is 8 degree less the midpoint has arrived. So all the planet between 22 degree to 30 degree will move to the next house, forward house. So if your ascendant degree is less than 15, I given the example, if the ascendant degree is 7 degree, suppose, right? So if ascendant degree is 7 degree, then adding 15 into it, because it is center, 7 is the center. When you add 15 more, it comes to 22. So by 22 degree only, your first house was over, completed. So what happened to the planet having a 20? See, this happens in all 12 houses. It's not a matter of a first house. But when we count the first house point, it will exactly come to 7th house, 4th house, 10th house. So all the houses will approximately 7, 8 degree. So by adding approximately 15 degree, by 22 degree, it will end. So 22 to 30 degree, whichever a planet is there, Sun, Moon, Mars, whatever, they will go to one house to another house. Forward house. Suppose the you say the sun is placed in 4th house with 26 degree, then it will move to 5th house, not in 4th house. They are seated in chart, it is seen to be a 4th house, but it will forward to the 5th house. Taken another example, if the ascendant degree is 20 degree, suppose we say that if it is more than 15 degree, so we take it as a 15 degree. If this ascendant degree is a 20 degree, so add 15 degree. If you add, it will reach to 35 degree. Okay, 35, and house doesn't allow more than 30 degree. So at that time, whenever it is a more than 15 degree, no, it is better to subtract 15. If you subtract, because center point come as a 20 degree, You subtract, then you will come a 5 degree. So those planet who's between 0 to 5 degree, okay, those planet is having a 0 to 5 degree is move backward. That will go to the back house. Suppose the sun is suppose Jupiter is 2 degree, right? If it is in 2 degree in fifth house, suppose 2 degree in fifth house, then this Jupiter will go backward and fourth house. It will go to the fourth house. Okay, so this way, if the ascendant degree is less than 15 degree, then your planet will move further. And if your ascendant degrees are more than 20, then planet will move backward. Just apply in any chart, you will get the same answer, because we have done the calculation by manually. So after doing the repeatedly calculation, we came to know, and that is why it is now easy for us. Now what happened, the result. Now we are concerned with the result. What we are here is about the result, how the result is there. Now sun is placed in the first house, but by degreically it goes to second house. See, take it into consideration, it is not moving sign, it is moving house. That is why it is called Bhava Chalita. When planet is moving ahead, it is placed in the Scorpio sign in ascendant in suppose we have seen that the 25 degree sun in first house in Scorpio sign. Now as the degree ends with the 22 degree, it has to move further. So it will go to the second house. Keep in the mind, it is only going to second house. It is not going to Sagittarius sign, because in your Spashta Graha, in your longitude of the planets, it will still in the Scorpio only. Okay, many people take it into the wrong calculation that once it is moved further, if it is in the exalted sign, then they believe that now it is exalted. No, it is purely Bhava Chalita. Now what is the result? As per the chart, it is seeing in the ascendant, in the Scorpio sign, in the ascendant we are seeing the sun. But while seeing the Chalita chart, we see that it has moved to second house. Now due to the degree, it has been moved to the second house, but its sign is still remain in the first house. So he will give 70% of a result of a first house, and 30% additionally you have to see in second house. So while you are calculating the second house, wealth, family, relation, whatever, there you have to see that sun is placing here 30%, sorry. So 30% it is going to affect your second house. So that is very important, that while seeing the main chart, you have to see whether anything is changing in the your Chalit or not. So I always consider when it's a planet is moving to further house, whenever the planet move further house, next house, it will always give good result, positive result. And whenever I have seen that in Chalit, if the planet going backward, if it is going backward, then it doesn't give the good result, because now where we are seeing in the house, it is 12 to it. It is 12 to it. So you have to see if the planet is placed in the house and it is moving to the second house. From that second house, planet seated in 7th house now move to 8th house. The planet 70% result remain with the 7th house, and now additionally 30% you have to consider in the 8th house. So Saturn in 7th house, delay marriage, everything okay, 70% that will be there. But as Saturn is also in the 8th house, now it is additionally taking a charge of 8th house. Now it has to effect in the 8th house, and being a Karak of this house, it is 30% place. So 30% of fear has now gone. As you are calculating that Karak of 8th house is at 12th house, no, it is partly in the 8th house also. It is not in the 12th, that is 7, but it is also giving the result. So in general, if a planet is moving ahead, you have to take that 30% additionally to that house also. You cannot move the sign. Don't move the sign. It is only the house is additionally benefited. See, sometimes it happens that governor or DCP or this is holding one state also and holding the another state also, or DCP or police, they holding one district with the another district also. They got a charge of two things. Many minister also having the two portfolio. So they are looking to this and this also. So this is a result of a chalit. Now here, sometime the sign also house moves, and sometime due to the degree, the sign totally evaporates, totally gone. It is called galit. In chalit, this is a beautiful things comes as a galit chart. Galit chart means the entire sign has been gone. This is a beautiful things that whatever the planets sit in that sign, and when there is a galit, it will be two sign which will be disappear. If it is happen in the second house, that sign is galit, continuously in opposite to it, eighth house sign also will be evaporate, galit. This is a beautiful things. You can only see this when you see the chart. Sometimes the degree wise it happens that it goes furthermore, and one entire sign will be absorbed, and in the exact opposite to 180-degree, whichever house is there also one sign will be galit. Out of my experience, I have hardly seen the 4 or 5 chart where the entire sign has been galit, means disappear. See, people know about chalit, bhav chalit, but they less aware about the galit chart. If you are aware, very good. If you are not aware, just you have to calculate manually. Place the chart, place all the 12th house. See, in every software there are 12 house bhav madhya given. Bhav arambh, the start of the house, end of the house, and center of the house, midpoint. You see every chalit chart you will find 3. Bhav arambh means starting point, bhav madhya, that's a center point, and bhav ant, matlab end of the house. So it will be all 3 things will be given. I may share the photo here so you will be able to see how it happens. So here the entire sign will disappear. So the planets seated in this sign will be in that house, but they are not giving this sign result. So dispositor theory will fail here. That is why Nerian is the best theory. In Gemini, people take as a dispositor theory, but in Nerian it is bhavartha bhava. It's the best rule of Parashara bhavartha bhava. So it is applying a bhavartha bhava, you have to see the house, and in chalit or bhava chalita you will come to know that houses move further, something move further. So due to it is move further, additionally it is taking some house. If it is a backward side, then it is not considered good, because you are seeing in this house but it is giving the 12th, from it's a 12th also. So while it is 12th, according to the bhavartha bhava rule, 12th means loss. So it will not give 30% discount, 30% you will not get a result. So this is about the chalit and this is about the bhava chalit. Very beautiful things. I believe that nobody has explained about the chalit or bhav chalit. If somebody has explained, it's well. Otherwise, see the chalit chart according with the comparison with your birth chart, and see if any planet has moved further. See, if one planet move forward, whatever the planets are going to chalit, all will be moving forward only. It will not happen 2 planets forward and 1 planet backward. No. If all are forwarding, everybody will move further one house. And if every house is the planets are moving backward, one planet is moving backward, then rest 2, 3, whatever are the chaliting, they also move backward only. So this is a beautiful thing. I don't want to discuss here about the KP Kaspa chart or Sign Kaspa chart, because I am thorough believer of a Nerian chart and Nerian Bhava Chalit or Chalita chart. So here you got a chalit result, and it's a beautiful result. 30% additionally you have to take the house result. Don't change sign. It will not be exalted, or if it is exalted, it will not move. If it is backward, then now it is no exaltation. It's not like that. So even moving further or backward, it doesn't move the sign. It's only move the house. So additionally, you will either get a forward house result or you will be getting backward house result of that planet whose move. So herewith I completed the chalit, the technical part of a chalit calculation part, as well as how to interpret the chalit chart. Hope the viewers will like this video and they will apply this and share this. So do apply it in chalit chart and see the result, and then I'll find that it is useful to do. So thank you very much. Namaste, and thank you for giving me an opportunity. All the best. Stay blessed.